welcome back. Yesterday I spent 3 hours going through a couple of things, but mainly the post was about stripping paint. Just 1 second. Dog out. There's the dog. He's trying to get an old tennis ball. So this is going to be the new studio. I say new studio, it's going to be a studio. So I've got the desk in, woohoo. So yeah, we stripped paint last night using Dettol. There's my other container. So that's what Dettol looks like normally. There's the container we used last night. As you can see, it's still black, but it's starting to settle. So once all that black settles, what's in the top's going to be usable. Same as these sort of ones, like that's hardly been used. That's been used a bit more. So that's still reusable for stripping paint. So I'm going to use it while I've got it. But after 3 hours, so there's all the ones we did yesterday, just resting in soapy water. So after sitting in Dettol for about an hour and then some vigorous scrubbing and bubbling, this is probably as good as I've got them. Now these were incredibly thickly painted with the primer with Chaos Black spray. So that was another one I started earlier, which I don't even think that had primer on it. I think it was just blue straight onto the plastic. So that needs redoing. So yeah, so these guys, they've not come up too great. So they need a second pass, or they would have done with the Dettol, but they're in soapy water just so they're not sat in Dettol getting grimy and horrible. So there you go, there's me Terminator stripped. But towards the end of the 3 or so hours stripping paint, what we found was the best way to strip paint isn't Dettol or a specific cleaning product. It's actually just plain old isopropyl alcohol, which these are sat in at the moment. Now, I didn't have a jug of it or anything like that, or a bottle of it, but I did have, which I've just lost. It was around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. So I did have some spray isopropyl. That's empty now because I used it in a cup last night to strip these guys. So these guys have been in there. This is a plastic miniature. It's been in there for 24 hours approximately. It's had a bit of a rinse over with a toothbrush, and that's as well as I've managed to get it. And I say a bit of a go over with the toothbrush, it's literally a bit. Same with this. That's at about the same. The metal ones come up. I mean, it's nice and shiny again. But I think we can do better than this. So this is why right now they're sat in the isopropyl I had left in an ultrasonic bath. So I've taken the cage out. There's normally a cage you put things in because I didn't have enough isopropyl to go over. And yeah, so that is literally it. Everything's in there. They're not even fully covered, it's just the back, so I'm going to have to do half, flip them over and do half again. So I've not got a tripod in here, so first thing I need to do is just wash my hands because yeah, the alcohol's an irritant. So I should be wearing gloves, I'm not. So interesting video of me washing my hands. Oh, we have a viewer there. Hey viewer. Throw some comments up so I know that you're not completely bored. Right, so we are literally just going to watch these get clean. Ignore that, that was some artwork, bigger artwork I was doing. It's just a backing board so I don't spray paint my floor. Yet I still end up spray painting my seat. So yeah, so this, right. This is an ultrasonic cleaner I got on eBay. It was about £40. When I got it, it had a problem with it where what you do here is you set the temperature, so it's currently set to 1 degree. Sorry, set to 50 degrees. It's apparently actually at 1 degree. It's going to be more than that. So it's not a good readout. So this was faulty. And what you do is you set it to a certain temperature, but then when you turn it on, it actually heats it up. So I set it to 30 degrees because you don't really want to be having plastic really any higher than 30 because that's when it starts to warp and melt, and as the ultrasonic vibrations are digging into it, it starts to eat away at the plastic. So I put it on at 30 degrees, left it on for about 30 minutes, walked away, came back to Space Marines that were exactly as I said, all the plastic had been eaten into, and it was at 90 degrees, because with this model, when you turn it on, it also generates heat. So we'll see what this gets up to. That's what it's set at, that's what it's apparently actually at, that's bullshit. So we're going to turn it on and see where we get. So because this is alcohol, I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to put it on for 5 minutes and see what happens. We'll just quickly check in. In fact, we'll start with the lid off so we can see what's happening. But I'll try and hold my breath so I don't die. Oh yeah, anyway, sorry, just quickly. So I've rang the guy up, I bought this off. He sent me another one, so I had two, and that did exactly the same thing. So it turned out it was a feature of the product. I then spoke to him again and said, look mate, this is doing the same thing. Do they all do this? Is it a problem? And without replying, he just sent me a refund. So I had two of these and hadn't paid anything for them because he just refunded me. Crazy. So if you do buy one of these for the price, it's brilliant, because I had two. I thought, well, I don't need two, so I sold the replacement one on eBay. But I did put clearly that this doesn't work as advertised. It will get hotter. It won't stay set at this temperature. Maybe that's normal. Like I say, this is a podcast. I keep saying podcast. This is a video cast for beginners. So if these do heat up as you turn them on, and that's normal, let me know. So these guys are in isopropyl. They're not fully submerged. Let me do the faces, because that's where the majority of the detail is. So I'll turn them face down. And what I'm hoping for is back to shiny plastic and back to shiny metal. So excuse the vibrations as this vibrates. So there we go. So I was kind of hoping we would see, I mean, these have literally just, they've been sat in isopropyl for about 24 hours. So I've not let them come out and dry so that the isopropyl was still eating into the paint as I've been waiting and talking. So it's almost like they've never been out of the isopropyl. Almost. They've been out for about 5 minutes and had a brush. But what I was hoping to see start coming away. This is fire and get from just fill this with isopropyl. I'm just going to put the lid on now, because what I don't want is alcohol fumes killing me in the room, because this is, well, it's flammable, so I don't think it being in the room and being flammable is a problem. But it is an irritant, so I probably don't want to be putting it on my hands or breathing it into my lungs. So yeah, so this is going to be my little painty studio. Had a radiator put in my garage, brilliant. There's some artwork from my friend, I think that's appropriate. Is put a door where that's currently. This is a chimney stack. But I'm going to put a door through there through my house, so I can just literally jump in, but it's still accessible. Going to put a fridge there. There's just literally crap in here at the moment. It's kind of halfway down. That's a room we built, which is going to be storagey stuff. Printer will be moved. But what's really good is I can watch telly whilst I'm painting. So yeah, so this is the current plan. Let's see what happens, but it should give me a decent workspace for doing plenty of modelling. I've got loads of these shelves which I can use to stand my miniatures on. So that's the plan. Just some crap to talk about. We've got 2 minutes 44, well, 2 minutes 40 seconds left. So tell me about you. So throw some comments up there. Anything you want to tell me? Am I just wasting your time? I'm going to guess by the fact that when I asked that, I got 2 fewer viewers. So yeah, so we are literally just watching this count down. So now it's on. You can see the actual temperature fluctuating between 25 and 26. Now, if you leave this on for about 5 minutes, that'll go up a couple of degrees. It's already gone up a couple, because there's no way it's 26 in here. It's 21, 22 at best. So that's heating up. There you go, 27. So that's going up. So you can imagine when I got that to 30 to start, put it on for half an hour, by the time I was done it was at 90 and all the plastic was destroyed. That's not good. So there you go, literally just a 5-minute rinse. What I'm going to do after this video is, if it hasn't had the result, I am going to do a 30-minute video and see how it affects the plastic. In fact, I'll probably do, not a 30-minute video, I'll leave it in there for 30 minutes. I'll probably start at 15, see if that's had any impact on the plastic. Has it lost detail? Has it stopped melting? Has it started melting things? So yeah, so about a minute to go. Forgive all the crap. But yeah, if you are using this stuff, or you're a young person, probably below the age of 18, and can't actually buy it, make sure you take precautions, wear gloves. I'm wondering if that mark on my finger's already started coming from where I picked up the model. But yeah, wear gloves, do it in a well ventilated area, because it can cause a bit of dizziness and drowsiness. And yeah, probably don't use it too often, and definitely don't rub your eyes while you've got it on your hands, because it's neat alcohol. There we go. Last 20 or so seconds. Nearly there. Should we count down? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it makes that annoying noise when it's done, which is good, because I'm normally sat out there while it's on, and I can hear when it's done from my living room. So, what's it done? Well, I was expecting some discoloration of the actual isopropyl alcohol, you know, as it started eating the paint off, but that's not happened. So let's see if we've got any difference. Oh, it's warm. So it's shiny on the front, but I don't know if that was any better than... Let me just pop this down here. I'm going to need to rinse my hands off. I don't know if that's any better, any shinier really, than it was after I after I went over it with the toothbrush. So I think maybe come back in, do it for 15 minutes, see what happens. Same with this, what's happening? Let's have a nosy. Here's my plastic guy. Well, it doesn't look like we've got any detail loss. It doesn't feel like we've got any detail loss. Can we get a good close-up? I mean, it looks a bit sort of bitty, but that's just where I think... I don't know if the plastic is a bit porous. It feels quite rough. Let me just look with my eyes instead of... yeah, it does look like it's slightly started eating away at the plastic. The plastic feels a little bit of a rough texture. You can see it just a bit on that shoulder pad. There, look, you see how it's gone all sort of bitty, and that's the vibrations eating away at the plastic, but it's not pulling the paint off as I hoped it would. So this is not, unfortunately, a fire and forget solution, but we can pick that off there, but it is breaking off. I was really hoping for that to be a, you know, get a painted Mini, chuck it in the ultrasonic cleaner with the isopropyl solution and see what you get, but it is just a bit, it's kind of dry now. That's smooth. The nose cone feels smooth. The head feels smooth. That's smooth. That's smooth, but that's a little bit rough. So I don't know that this is having the desired effect. Let's check the other one. So that's kind of an old plastic miniature. This is the more darker, more modern plastic. Let's get the alcohol off. Let's have a look. Yeah. Let me just dry him off 1 second. There you go, look at the back end of a land speeder. I'm just trying to pull the alcohol off him now. I'll see what the texture of the plastic's like. So there have been reports online that this stuff, I mean, on its own, neat, eats away at the plastic. Now I can tell you that on its own neat, it does not eat away at the plastic, because I've had it in there for almost 24 hours, and the plastic itself was fine. What I'm testing now is the effect of the ultrasonic cleaner on the plastic, because I know the ultrasonic cleaner does cause, you know, some sort of degradations. As the vibrations hit against the plastic, it does start to eat into the plastic, and that's a sort of thing with the ultrasonic cleaner, not with the fluid that's in it. So no, it doesn't look like we've got any detail loss. And this is the newer grey plastic. It doesn't feel rough like the other one on any of the edges. In fact, it's almost bright, shiny plastic, smooth. What I'll do is try and pull the... Oh good, I've managed to get an arm off. I've just pulled an arm off. Not an exciting video. I'll chuck that in separately and see if we can get the other arm off. I might end up snapping him off. Yep, got the other arm off. So that's good. I can sand them down. Can I get the backpack off? Yep, almost snapped it, but got it off. Head, no. Waist, no. Base, no. Oh, yep, base has come off. So that's good. Right. So I'll put him back in bits. He's face up now. Let's put him face down. And just try with the other plastic mini, see what parts I can get off him. He's already lost his arm, so let me just show you that bit. So I've now taken him apart and took him off the base. So at the very least, in fact, that base can come out while I clean the base. I don't want to ruin that. It's a perfectly good, well, old 28mm base. So if I can use it, I'm going to have to get an extender now, because 32mm will get the fuck out. Actually, when I pulled him off, look, it made a hole in it, but stick some cork on that, it'll be fine. So yeah, that's that. So let me just try and pull this guy apart. Looks like I think I already tried this last night, and yeah, that's just bending the base. Can't get his waist. I don't know what this guy cemented these guys together with. Right, the backpack's off, so that's something. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna destroy the base to get it off, because I want him as submerged as possible, and I'm out of isopropyl, so that's fine. He's got some base still stuck to his feet. There, look, where is it? There. He's still got some base stuck to his feet, and the base is now in the bin in pieces. There's one bit, there's the other bit. So I'm going to stick these guys back in. I'm going to put them on for 15 minutes and see how good or bad the cleaner is at cleaning these. So I'll probably I won't do another live video. I'll post a picture of my results. That's the whole point. I'm destroying my minis. Oh, face down, please. There you go. Yep, face down. So I'm destroying my minis, so you don't have to. So let's set this. I don't know why I've gone that way. Okay, and yeah, try and get in 15 minutes, see what's happened. I'll leave the lid off this time, because when the lid's off, it doesn't get quite as hot. Right, let's see what happens.